All right, guys, ball striking is one of the most important factors when you want to play great golf. Now, I've got a guy here with me today who's one of the best ball strikers in the world. He's got 4 tips for you to help you strike it pure every single time. Charles, thanks for coming on the channel.
What's going on? How are you today?
We need 4 tips.
Okay.
Simple, that the audience at home can follow.
Love it.
That will help them get that beautiful compression that
Perfect.
every golfer wants.
Perfect.
That you're great at.
I love it. So 4 tips. So I spend a lot of time on the driving range. I love ball striking, love ball hitting. So, all right, we'll start with the setup. So your grip matters to an extent in that it's just not, I don't like it terribly strong, terribly weak. So, we'll just say something in the middle, and that's kind of like to you, that's your attachment, your whatever. With the setup though, what I find really important is I see way too many golfers setting up with their feet dead straight, okay? But yet we're trying to turn, and it's really hard to turn when your hips are kind of locked in this way and your feet are straight. So I like to see the feet flared a bit, which that's just gonna help you turn. It's gonna take some pressure off your knees and off your hips. And the second thing I like to see is the handle in front of the golf ball. So now by doing that, you're kind of pre-setting in a little bit of a draw, which I like to play a draw. I know most people hate to slice the ball, okay? So from that, we have our feet slightly flared, handle slightly in front of the ball. Then from here, I'm gonna move the club around, okay?
Let me just come in on that one there, because it's that sound, like that real, I mean, off this turf, it's beautiful. Interesting question there, how you flare the feet out. I noticed you do that quite, was that something you introduced quite early on? And do you think a lot of amateur golfers would actually benefit from having slightly flared feet as well?
So when I was a bit younger, it's not as hard to turn. As we all get older, it becomes harder and harder. And it kind of feeds into a backswing tip, which I think is vital for every golfer, so with these feet flared, okay, and this is my huge key on the backswing, and I've even spoke to Jack Nicklaus about this and some other greats, is the second that I start moving my club back, I want my right hip to turn back and to be where my belt buckle is. So if you can envision where your belt buckle is, I want to put my right hip there. So I want to turn this hip back right to where that belt buckle was. Now by doing that, I'm going to feel a lot of pressure on this lead foot. Okay, so all this is setting pieces in to draw this ball and to compress it. Okay, so we've got our feet slightly flared, our right hip, we're gonna turn this back behind us and replace right where that belt buckle was. We're not ever gonna do this. We start sliding off this ball, we have to get back forward again, and it takes too much time when that's waffling around. So for an example here, I'm gonna take my right hip and turn it straight back behind me. We're not gonna have any swaying and moving around.
I love that. To you, does it almost feel like you're staying more centered?
100%, yes.
So if you were to draw a line from your chest, your belt buckle, and down towards the ball, you'd almost be rotating on that line.
Ideally so, yes.
I love that. So that's tip 1 is set up.
Set up.
Tip 2 is that centered backswing.
Correct, get your right hip turning behind you.
Now what I like about this, as Charles tells you about tip 3, tip 4 is a drill that Charles uses, which is unbelievable. I love that one. Let's go tip 3 first. Okay. Let's not jump the gun.
So tip 3 is, now for a downswing feel, way too many golfers, and I'm gonna set this way so you can see it, from the top, feel their power by this right leg kicking in, this right heel kind of kicking up off the ground early, okay? And now we've lost our inclination to the ground. So if we're from here at the top and this tilts this way, it's really hard to get back down and control the low point, okay? So this downswing feel, which I love, is I want to feel like my right leg stays as long as possible and my right foot banks in this way and then extends up. I never want my right leg to work flexed and this toe going this way. I want this leg long and that right foot banking in that way, okay? So on that feel, I'll try to really exaggerate what my right leg long and what my foot banking in this way. And that was a good one. So you can see the foot's banked in this way. It's not back this way and spun around.
I love that. Would you say, it's interesting you say that, when I feel like I'm actually hitting the ball the best, I almost feel like my right knee is moving towards my left knee.
Always, correct.
It feels like when I actually hit my really good ones, it almost feels like it's borderline touching.
Yes.
And I love how you said that, you almost roll this right foot,
yes.
as opposed to going artificially that way.
The two best in the world at that are Rory McIlroy and Bryson. You watch their right feet, they roll in this way, and then it comes up off the ground.
Love that. So tip 1, set up. Tip 2 was backswing. Tip 3 was that downswing, getting that right knee to go over towards the left knee and keeping that kind of foot rolling in.
Yes.
And then give us that secret tip.
So
we always talk about secret tips from professional golfers.
Yes.
But is there a drill that you do that just gets this absolutely zoned in?
100%. So I love to practice, and you have to practice with drills. The best drill I've ever seen and done for this is I'll get to my setup, I'll widen my stance, and I'll actually pre-bank my foot in, and I'll pre-lengthen this right leg, okay? So if my normal setup was here, I'm gonna bank this in, I feel a lot of weight forward, I have this foot banked in, and I'm gonna hit a ball from there. Oh. And I draw every ball, and so will you, because your weight's forward, this is banked in now, that will teach your brain what that feels like and how that translates back into the through side.
I love that. I've never seen that done.
So exactly.
I've never ever seen that
done. That's why we're here today.
I love that idea that you preset
it, pre-bank it, now hit it from there.
So you're almost oh wow.
Yes. So you're presetting that, so you're letting your brain know, okay, my right leg can be long, my right foot can bank in, and then on the through side.
So set up, slightly flared feet, feeling like you're staying nice and centered.
Very centered, right hip back behind you.
Moving that right hip behind, and then downswing, getting the right leg to stay straight and going to the knee going towards the left knee as you roll the foot.
Yes.
And then as a drill, as a practice drill in driving ranges, practice that.
Preset that.
And you want to be listening for that sound. You want to be hitting that real compression where you hear the ball first, then the ground. You want to see your ball being taken, then the divot after.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. And honestly, those strikes, I wish you were here in person because they sounded unbelievable. Hopefully it came through on the video. Be sure to check out Charles. Be sure to check out the Crushers. That was amazing. Thanks so much for that.
Thank you.
Really
Thanks for your
appreciate
time.
it.
Good luck to you all.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Natural.
Good?
That was literally so good. Honestly.